welcome to Wintersday, everybody. Ho, 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 ho. I am not doing this for the entire thing. I just thought it'd be funny. Yes, it is Wintersday, and it is the year 2023. This event has not changed much over the years, but we're going to cover some of the basic things that you need to know just as a new player, things that you should do daily, things that you should do weekly, and how to get most bang for your buck, really, in the shortest amount of time possible. So let's get into it. So if you're a brand new player to Guild Wars 2, there is one thing that you're going to want to focus on first and foremost, and that is the mail that you get sent when you log in for Wintersday for the first time is Orphan Lane Slayer. That will lead you on a quest to feed essentially a Grinch. You feed it bloodstones, soups and things like that. The reason I say focus on this first is for one thing, it takes 3 separate days to finish. It's not long, but there's a good reason that you want to do it. Partly is because it takes 3 days, you got to get it out of the way as soon as possible. When you finish that achievement, it'll unlock another achievement called For the Children, and that requires you to go to a bunch of jumping puzzles all over Tyria. There are many jumping puzzles that you can do, and they all count. So you can follow the wiki, you can just do random jumping puzzles, whatever you want to do. But once you've done that, then you get a gift from the orphans, which gives you access to an item called the Star of Gratitude. And what this is what we call in the community a feeder. You can feed it Imperial fragments, because you're going to collect many Imperial fragments as you play this game. So you can feed this and you get some junk items back, but you know, it's a few extra coins in your pocket, and it gets rid of items in your inventory without having to worry about destroying them. So that would be my first recommendation as a brand new player, is to work on that, get your Star of Gratitude. So next up is the actual events themselves. Starting in the Crown Pavilion in Divinity's Reach, this is where Wintersday actually takes place. You have this big giant thing that leads to the Infinirarium. This is a sort of a long quest, involves multiple different things: defense quest, escort, chasing down enemies, killing enemies, defending a spot, attacking. It's a host of different activities all in the one instance. Good news is you only have to do this once a year and then forget about it for the rest of the holiday. This comes up in a daily, so you can do it then. Don't worry about it for now. There are 2 things you can get every single day. If you come over here and speak to Tix, you can say, hey, I would like one. You get a free present. And then you can run over here to this tree and collect a Wintersday gift. That right there, 2 small things that you do every single day, and it's just more stuff in your pocket, so do it. So let's talk dailies and the annual. If you come down here to festivals, one of the sort of meta things you can do is Winter's Present. It takes a little while to do. You may not get it on your first run through Wintersday, and that's okay. It takes a little bit of time. What you get out of doing this is an item called the Winter's Presents, and as you can see here, there are snowflakes falling around my character, and that is because of the shoulder skin. So it's invisible, but it gives you that effect, which is very nice. Next up is the Wondrous Workshop of Toymaker Ticks. These you will get more or less on your own as you do events in Wintersday. They are once off. Don't worry about them. If you get all of them in a day or a week or 2 years, it doesn't matter. They all give just achievement points, so nothing too amazing. So don't even think about these ones. Then there's Wintersday Traditions. First up, we get a Sacred Solstice chest, and what that does is it gets you a new set of weapons skins for this year. So you won't get many of them. You'll probably get maybe 3 or 4 boxes per year. Don't think too hard about it. But the meta thing is the Winter Fur Shoulders box. And unfortunately, I don't think this works for my character. It is a gorgeous shoulder piece, but it don't work for... And the weapon I have there is one of the new Solstice weapons, the Winter Solstice Staff. I think it works. So, you don't have to worry about light, medium, heavy. They all have the same skin. Just pick one to unlock all of them. Your annual, this is really what you want to focus on. You're going to get a ton of achievement points. It'll keep you involved for certain things. You're getting 50 achievement points for finishing your annual, which is it's nothing to sneeze at. The weekly. We are going to come back to the weekly, but if you finish your weekly, you're going to get a Sacred Solstice chest. 3 weeks of Winter's Day, you can get 3 of these chests. You might be able to get 4 if you manage to get a weekly done in the day just on the reset before the I think it's Monday and Tuesday, just before the festival disappears entirely. So that can be a stretch, but it is possible to get 4, and then 5 if you count the annual. But again, nothing to worry about. Focus on your annual, focus on your weekly. But we're going to talk dailies now. We're going to talk dailies, and we're going to go into detail of those dailies. So it asks you to complete 3 of the 5 available daily achievements. This is super easy because every single day, one of them is opening Wintersday presents. You only have to open 4 chests, 4 presents. You can sell the rest if you like to make money on the trading post, or you can open them and do part of your daily. I love this because it means that technically we only have to do 2 dailies to finish the Wintersday daily. So for us today, we have a few up here. Down the bottom, so yeah, I was playing after reset, and that's why I have that done, and I killed champion enemies across the area, doing raids, strikes, whatever, it doesn't matter. So as long as you play the game day to day, you don't have to even think about that one. These daily bonus rewards, all you get out of these is karma. So if you really want more karma, then I say do them, because they're handy, they're easy. Toypocalypse maybe not as much because it just takes time, but a lot of these are very fast. They're racing, Belchoir. However, they do not count towards your Wintersday cheer. Just be mindful of that. Wintersday presents, we know we've got that done. Winter Wonderland, the jumping puzzle. We're going to cover the jumping puzzle in a little bit. Donation drive. Get wrap gifts from the Wintersday vendor and give them to the orphans. Okay. So this is a very long achievement, but I'll explain how it works. So essentially you come all the way down here past all of these vendors down here. So what you do is you buy items from some of these other characters, like these items, the different skins. By the way, the pop gun skin is one of my favorite skins for rifle in the game. You actually see the cork fly out on a string. It's hilarious, and it has its own unique special sound effect, and I just love it. And the toy sword skin is also pretty awesome as well. Some of my favorite skins. So you would buy them with karma. Then you would go over to this guy, convert. You would buy wrapping paper, and then you would turn them into wrapped gifts. Then with those wrapped gifts, run around Divinity's Reach and finding these orphans with the symbol over their head, and you give them a wrapped gift. When you do 15 of those, then you'll get your part of your daily done. It's way too excessive. In saying that, you will make a hell of a lot of karma doing it. Like a lot of karma. So if you're a newish player and you tend to find that you don't have enough karma, give it a try. Try it out. It's no biggie. Just beware, it's a bit of a longer daily than the others. Oh, and also there is Guild Wars Taco, which puts out map points and people use it for world completion and things like that. That has a guide that sends you all around Divinity's Reach to get the easiest orphans. I will say it sends you clockwise around Divinity's Reach, and I've used it many times before, but I found that if you actually follow it backwards, counterclockwise, it's easier to get to those orphans, just the way they're all set up. Or maybe it's counterclockwise and you go clockwise, whichever way it is. It sends you on a route, go the start from the end and work your way backwards, and you should be fine. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Saving Wintersday. So Infinirarium from Ramping Toys. Remember I said do that once annually, and then you don't need to do it again. And for me today, I can do it. I've already done it this year, so I'm not going to do it again. Instead, I can go to the secret lair of the snowman, which is essentially what we call a strike mission. It's very short, very short. You come in to this teleporter over here, and you can go in with your own squad of people, and if you use the LFG you can find people that are doing it. But sometimes it's just simpler to do public. The only downside of public is there's a lot of people that leech. They join in, they don't help, and they just wait until you kill the boss. So that can be really annoying because you can't kick them. Hopefully ANET will fix that. But we're not going to do Saving Wintersday today. We've already got one with the Wintersday Cheer. Oh, and I should mention with the Wintersday Cheer, you can also do Secret Lair of the Snowman. It'll only count for one. And you can defeat Tox and Toypocalypse. So Toypocalypse is similar to the Infinirarium. However, there's two entrances, public or private. Or you can just talk to the guy down here and enter in. So there are 5 Doliacs in the center, and you have to protect them from toys that keep trying to spawn and run towards the middle and try and kill them. You can use these special items. You don't have access to your normal skills. Personally, I like the rifle. You can use the toy smasher for melee, and that's great for when you want to smash all of the items in the area. There is an achievement for destroying every single piece of figures, whatever. If you smash every single thing in there, you will get an achievement, and just beware, it can sometimes be a little bit tricky, just in case one is missed somewhere. So yeah, usually people do it at the very end, so you do your 10 rounds. That's right, there is 10 rounds of this. And every second round, Tox, the giant golem, will spawn, and everybody needs to run towards Tox and kill him because he is so strong. And once he's killed, you move on to the next round. And then at the end of round 10, that's when people go and destroy all of the items. By smashing the items, you get some scrap or some snow, and you can use it to craft items which will help in fighting the enemies. You can also upgrade them with extra stuff. But that's that. So today we only need to do 2, and we are going to go with Dashing Through the Snow, which is the race, and the Winter Wonderland jumping puzzle. We'll do the jumping puzzle at the end so we can cover a few different things. Dashing Through the Snow. The race is over here, the far side. And you can rental a raptor if you need it, but here it is over here. Now there are 2 achievements tied to this. One of them is to get through as fast as possible on a mount, and get through as fast as possible on just your feet. So if you're using a mount, a raptor, you don't need a beetle to get the timer done. You can stay on a raptor and use the bond of vigor. If you're just using that constantly, you'll easily get the achievement for doing it under a certain amount of time. So we haven't actually done the one where it's just using our feet instead of a mount, and we're going to do that now. There isn't a whole lot you can do to speed things up. We have Leader of the Pack 3, so move faster in major cities. You can't really get a speed boost on top of that. You just follow this around, follow the flags, and eventually you get there. But we're going to go ahead and just speed this up because it's definitely going to be a lot slower with just our feet. I should add that certain classes that have teleports available, like a thief with a short bow, they can teleport ahead and finish the race faster. So here we are, coming up to the end. We have about 20 seconds left, and we didn't use any speed boosters, and we were totally fine. So that is that done. We don't have to worry too much. We got some karma, we got an extra achievement for annual frozen foot race. So yeah, we're getting there. There's also an official race that starts every couple of minutes. Don't worry about it. Just use the time trial guy. It's much faster. So some of the other achievements that we have, if you look here at our table, we have the first 3 rows are always going to be same. Donate 15 gifts to the orphans. Takes way too long, but if you need karma, do it. Sharing the Wintersday Cheer. This is killing champions all across Tyria, so if you are actually playing the game, killing stuff, you don't have to worry about this one. It'll just happen automatically. Yay, Wintersday presents. Open 4 presents. You should do this every single day because it as you do these activities, you get presents. So just remember to do it once you've done the other ones. Just pick out your 2 favorites that you want to do. Next up in the 4th column, we have a mixture: Snowball Mayhem or Saving Wintersday. So Saving Wintersday is the one that we have today. Infinirarium or Secret Lair of the Snowman. Do the Snowman unless you need to do Infinirarium for the year. Snowball Mayhem is a very interesting activity. So Snowball Mayhem is here at the back end of Divinity's Reach. It's a really fun activity. You can choose a few different things like a scout, a gunner, and it's a really fun activity, but it involves very heavy teamwork. So if you have a bad team, you're gonna lose. But it's really fun, and I really wish that they would change one thing about it. For the daily, for Snowball Mayhem, you have to win. Yes, it's not participation. Participation would make it a perfect daily choice. But you have to win a match of Snowball Mayhem in order to do the daily. And this is terrible, because what happens is your team is losing, and because they're not going to get anything for losing, they're going to constantly be trying to join the other side of the team in order to get the win, or they're just going to leave and wait for another round to start so they can join in on that one on a winning team. Not only that, but if you are on the winning team and everybody leaves, there's a pop-up that says, would you like to balance the teams? And in PvP you do get a reward from that. In Snowball Mayhem you get nothing. If you choose to volunteer yourself to go to the opposite team and that team loses, you get nothing. So it's a terrible choice to make, and I've lost out on my daily numerous times because of that, because the team auto balances, throws me onto a losing team where players keep leaving, and then you just don't get your daily. So never ever do Snowball Mayhem for your daily, but do play it because it's so much fun. It's really great. I can't express how much I love it. I just really wish they would fix that daily and the volunteer thing. So next up in our list is that Wintersday ring, Winter Wonderland, Toypocalypse today. Toypocalypse today, we've already covered that. Defeat Tox, 10 rounds, takes ages. If you can avoid it, I say avoid it, though you do need to beat it 3 times total for your annual, so keep an eye on that. Winter Wonderland, we're going to cover that now in a minute. That is the jumping puzzle, very quick, very easy. And that Wintersday ring, over here by the race, it's the bell choir activity. I love this thing. I try and do this every day, just a little bit. I'm going to show you the tactics that I use to get through it. So there's 6 rounds, they're waiting for additional players. There we go, everyone's in. So I turn the camera up high, bird's eye view. I put my cursor in the middle between the blue and the orange here, and then I use that to separate my hands. 1, 2, 3, 4 left fingers, I just put them all on, and then my second hand goes on 6, 7, 8, 9. What I do, I don't even look at the keyboard, I just know that my fingers are set to one half of the board, and I know that my other hand and fingers are set to the second half of the board. So if for whatever reason I get lost, I'm like, wait, is that the second or third finger? I might count backwards or whatever. It takes a little bit of practice, and once you get the hang of it, it becomes second nature. And I highly recommend doing this, because this is the key to getting your Wintersday weekly done. So a few other things you should note. If you play the wrong keys during a song, you will take damage. If you take too much damage, you get kicked out of that particular song and you have to wait for the next round. However, between rounds, while they're waiting for additional players, you can play all you like and it restores your health. But basically, it takes 3 people per stage. If there are people missing, it's going to take a minute, wait for additional players to join, and then it'll go into the song. If all stages are fully decked with players, then there is no waiting between stages. So do have to be careful of that. You can check your score here and see if you're winning. There is 6 rounds in total, so that comes to 600 points, and every single time you do a round, you are getting a bouncy chest on the sides. You're getting loot for every single round you do. Every round is about a minute. The worst thing that happens is you have to wait for additional players, but again, that's only another minute. As long as you're not being silly and playing the wrong notes while a song is on, you are guaranteed to get those presents. And it makes for an easy daily as well. And I should mention, you are waiting for the what are they called? Symbols to land on the white line. As soon as they cross over that white line, you are free to press the button. So that's what you're waiting on. Now, not before it, after the white line. And if you accidentally press the wrong button, spam the right one, you know. Don't worry if you accidentally miss it. As long as you hit the note more or less eventually, then it's fine. It still counts. This is the key to your weekly. If you do a few rounds of this every single day, when it comes to the end of the week and you're trying to spam points for your weekly, this is the way you want to go. Each round, I believe, is 1 or 2%. No, 2% of your daily. Okay, so there we go. We've hit more or less 600 points, 6 rounds. Everyone is done. Go ahead and open all your chests and then just pop out. If you do that daily, it will add up. So by the time you get to the end of the week, you don't have to go out of your way and play bell choir for like 30 minutes, and it's super helpful. I'll do a breakdown. Okay, so it's actually 3% of your weekly. Every single round is 3%. Hi guys, I actually had to re-edit this part of the video because I forgot to mention that in 2019 they changed how the point system works. So different songs give different points, but on average you're gonna have about 18 points for a full round of 6. What that means is that if you do a full round that is 6 songs, you'll get on average about 18 points, which is actually not that much, especially when you consider you are doing your daily activities for Wintersday with all of the other things, so you don't have to get anywhere close to 11 full rounds. It's so useful for getting your weekly done, so please choose that. And then finally in the last column we have making some Wintersday friends, dashing through the snow, and spreading Wintersday joy. Oh, and Wintersday snowball slinger. Dashing through the snow is the one that we have today, which is literally just the race. Get on your raptor, do the race, it's easy. Then spreading Wintersday joy, that is donate to Ho-Ho-Tron. For the daily, you just have to donate to him. He'll be right here. You can donate a copper and boom, you've done your daily. Very easy. If you are doing your annual achievement, you have to donate 3 gold to him in total. The first couple of days of Wintersday, everybody is doing this, so Ho-Ho-Tron will move very fast. Don't worry, there's 3 weeks of this achievement to happen, so if you don't get it done, don't worry about it. But yeah, you just have to donate a copper every day. The way this works is Ho-Ho-Tron will show up here. He'll say, please donate gold or money or whatever. After you donate the money, a Doliac will spawn, and you have to protect the Doliac as it does a walk, goes over there, up over here, and I think somewhere there walks into that doorway, this doorway here. And that's a little small quest. You have to fight off some enemies. You can pick up presents on the ground. It's not that important, but it's fun to do. And after that happens, about a minute later, Ho-Ho-Tron will respawn here. And sure, I'll donate. And then if you donate a gold or whatever, there you go, have a copper.
Interacted with orphans who possessed deeper pockets.
Yeah, and then he makes fun of you. So as those funds go up, that event spawns. Just takes a few minutes. Don't worry about it. No rush on that. You just hard to count on it if you are rushing to get your daily finished, you know, before a reset. This might not show up straight away, so just keep that in mind. Wintersday, Snowball Slinger, and making some Wintersday friends. These are kind of the same. So if you come over to these things, these magic snow, what happens is if you interact with magic snow, wouldn't you like to build a snowman? And you're going to get a snowball, and people are going to come around here and they're going to pick up the snowballs. So making some Wintersday friends, you got to do 5 of these snowmen. I'll just tell you now, there is one right here, there's one right here, and then there's 3 over in this direction. There's one up the stairs there, magic snow. There's magic snow at this bridge, and there's magic snow right in front of the bell choir. That's your 5. You can also just do these 2 on the way over to the bell choir. Do your bell choir, and you'll most likely spawn in on a new map. So then you can get the 2 on the way back out and get a 3rd one, or get the 5th one somewhere else. Doesn't matter. So when you build a snowman, it spawns all of these snowballs. You pick up the snowball and you throw them at different players. You have to hit 3 players. When you do, you get your daily done. In order for you to hit other players, they need to be holding a snowball as well. So everyone holds a snowball, and when you're ready for somebody to hit you with a snowball, you just jump, let them know, and they'll throw a snowball at you for their daily. They'll jump for you, so people always trade snowballs. Lovely community. And now we're coming up to Winter's Wonderland. This is the jumping puzzle. So you can go in there, or you can talk to this guy down here. One final thing that I want to mention is that Toypocalypse, Snowball Mayhem, and Bell Choir Ensemble, all 4 of those count as an activity. So if you have a regular daily that requires an activity, you can do this. This is one of my favorite things about Wintersday, is because we don't have to do keg brawl, sanctum sprint, or crab toss for an activity, because I am sick to death of those. Let's chat to this kid. He let us into the Winter Wonderland, and this can be tricky. And look at the size of it. It's very daunting. However, it is easier than the Mad King's Clock Tower, or so people say. There is a 30-minute timer on the map, or when that timer ends, the map closes and we respawn into a new map. When you start, there are 3 different peppermint areas that you can start in, and let's just go ahead and cover that. If we run over here, we are on the Quaggan route, leisurely, a sedated paced path for jumpers who want to enjoy the scenery. So what this means is, this is easy mode, this is the snowman route, normal pace path for jumpers who enjoy a brisk challenge, and finally the gingerbread route, intense, a high speed path for jumpers who want to push themselves to the limit. So the differences between this is, on easy mode, none of the snowflakes will break. On normal mode, they eventually break, and on hard mode, they break almost instantly. You have to be incredibly fast on the gingerbread route. If you do, you do get more rewards, of course, but you would actually be faster just doing easy or normal mode. Because I just come in here for my daily, I choose to go through the easy mode. Now, another thing is that you are constantly taking ice damage, frostbite. Easy, normal, or hard mode determines how much damage you take. The reason that you have to be faster on the other routes is because you take more damage and then you die and you get teleported back. If you fall, you just get teleported back to the end here. Now, another thing is I want to cover the snowflakes themselves. Their hitbox is actually a little bit more different than you think. So in the screenshot, you'll see that the outer edges, they actually have these little points. You can walk on those, they are safe, and that is where we're going to be wanting to jump from. But not only that, is that they're also covered in those gaps, so those gaps are safe to walk on, and that is the key to doing these jumps. Let's show you a quick run through of the actual jumps themselves. So you're always aiming for the lower end of a snowflake to land on it. That will give you the most room. We can take a few shortcuts. Now, when you get to these peppermint sticks, I recommend jumping diagonally on them, so you don't have to sort of adjust your height when you jump. It just makes things a little bit easier, and you can keep going in one fluid motion. As we get here, it's sort of side to side. There's no shortcuts yet, unfortunately, so we're going to jump diagonally here and up to here, lower end. Now, when we get here, where you want to jump is sort of over the lip. You want to fall a little bit, and you can skip that one. And then when you can get to here, you can skip that one entirely. And you can skip that peppermint. And boom, here we go. Now, as you can see, these presents pop. Unfortunately, Taylor Swifty is a big gigantic char, so this is going to make it a little bit difficult. We're going to wait for him to do his jump first, so we're not stuck in his hitbox. And he didn't make it up in time. But he's just about there. So you gotta be fast for this. So we waited an extra second so that person could also land with us. Alright. So there you go. You have to watch out from being blown from the wind with that. Run down here. You'll be totally fine. Run across. You don't want to get hit by those snowballs because they will kill you. Jump to this first peppermint. And then while the snowball's coming, you can jump to the second. You gotta watch out for all these red circles as well. And you want to stop here. Some people keep running at that point and they're crazy. We're gonna wait because that red ring there slowed us down. We're just gonna wait. Not only that, but we're playing on easy mode. Mind your step there and jump onto the blue presents. Don't jump onto that third blue present, jump on the stick. And there you go. If this was normal or hard mode, we would have almost no health left, and that's why I go easy mode. Just get it done, get it finished. Then you spawn up here in a present, collect your winnings, and you can see everyone down there still doing the jump puzzle. Use this to teleport back out to Divinity's Reach, or you can return to the starting area if you really want to do it again. Personally, I just don't bother. And that's pretty much all you need to know about Wintersday. Those are the quickest dailies to do. You got a bunch of traders here. You can trade in snow diamonds. These give you access to some recipes. Here you can get different... Oh yeah, the mini plush cuckoo doesn't spawn. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So you can get different things like the festive sweater, or mini freezy's heart, basically a bunch of minis. The enchanted colourful snowball, everyone turns into giant poop ball. Oh, these Wintersday gifts, can only buy them one at a time, but if you have excess karma, I usually say buy the first maybe 3 rows. After that, I think it's up to personal taste how much you want to spend on Wintersday gifts. But like I said, there's a lot of karma in the game, so it's up to you. And yeah, so the Wintersday gifts, they give candy cane weapons, which are very nice. Reference to Guild Wars 1. You can get some junk items like toy maker tonics or an imperial star, which are worthless. Or if you're very, very lucky, you can get one of 4 infusions. I've never gotten one of these. I don't expect I ever will. Let's go ahead and open. Let's see what we get. Oh, and look at that. We got junk. We got 1 weapon, which we can sell on trading posts for 36 silver. So if you really want those weapons, they are cheap enough. And that's pretty much it for Wintersday. Thank you so much for sticking around for the video. If you have any other questions, feel free to message me here, in game, wherever. I'll see you again soon. Happy Wintersday, everybody.